Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prepping by Faith, and today I just wanted to share something with you. This has actually been covered by another very large channel. His name is, I think, Marcus Rogers, but I wanted to share this with you guys in case there are those of you who were unaware of this. This is an article that was actually put out by the Jerusalem Post, and it's titled COP27, Will God Deliver 10 Commandments for Climate Change? And so it's talking in here about how the UN Climate Change Conference in proximity to Mount Sinai could be the prime time for the force of religion to speak climate truth to dirty power for the world and especially Israel. So apparently, they went ahead and had a meeting. I believe it was on Sunday here at Mount Sinai regarding this information, and I just found this to be just so wrong on so many levels. The way this article is written, it's very much in favor of all of these green energy initiatives and this climate change. And now, as we can see, not only do we have all of the all of these world leaders coming together with their agendas, the UN, all of the different countries being represented, as far as their ideas on what we need to do, these, the Green New Deal and all of this kind of language. Now we're seeing the leaders of these countries and religion start to sort of come together and start putting together their ideas on what we need to do as countries of the world in response to climate change, and saying something, like calling it the 10 commandments. I just find that to be such a blasphemous phrase. And as Christians, I think we really need to be aware of this sort of thing that is taking place, that is going on. We can already see, like I said, all these leaders coming together, and sort of we can see that, the whole New World Order agenda. And one of the things that we know that we've been taught in the Christian community is that eventually they will try to roll this up into a one world religion. And at one point in time, you couldn't see how any of these religions would ever come together in unity to do something like that. But it looks to me like they're using this climate change initiative as a way of trying to do that. And when you look at this language, just the idea that man can now create these 10 commandments, as though we do not need, what God had put here for us. Now we're rewriting our own. Those commandments came from heaven. They were written with his finger on a tablet, and now we're trying to reinvent our own and what we think should be, sort of taking place. So it's all this language in here talking about these different things. I will go ahead and link it for you in the description box, but I think it's really important that we pay attention to this. One of the things that they said further down in this article, if I can find it real quick, they keep saying, despite their good intentions, Israel is still on the wrong side of climate history. And then what if from Mount Sinai a new climate covenant was declared with 2 tablets featuring 10 climate commandments? There was other things in here that I wanted to touch on. They say COP27 in Sinai wouldn't be the first divine intervention in the UN climate conference. They were talking about how back in 2015, the Paris conference and all of that, those bills began sort of rolling this off, which I think is really interesting. If you continue to read that, the language here, they are talking about climate change. And then this person writes in here, after they jet off, however, negotiations begin. Do they not even see how that just is so contradictory? So here you are talking about carbon emissions, and you actually write in here after they jet off on their private jets, right? And that's something that we bring up a lot in the community, but I thought it was interesting. There was a lot of blasphemous things in here. One of the things this person had written was just this talk about how to reciprocate the energy of the weekend protest. The finger of God appeared like the one that etched in the stone the first set of 10 commandments. And then he was talking about, the plague of the air pollution in Beijing and all of the super monsoons that rained down in India. And I just thought that was it's just so blasphemous. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about right now, and to even try to equate the two is just, it's just wrong. And this, but will God appear at COP27 in Sinai? And is there anything we can do to summon divine intervention? Well, I think what we could do to summon divine intervention would be to pray and to petition heaven and to seek God first, and to stop trying to create our own agenda and, manifest things. And that's what this looks like to me. I understand that, we have different things going on in the world. Climate change is just one of those things that, some of us believe is happening, others don't. And I think that they're definitely grabbing this and using it to sort of, brainwash people so that they can have even more control. So now we have this perceived sort of, religious leaders now coming together in unity to try to drum up support for this agenda. And that's what I'm going to call it. It is an agenda. And it's really getting out of hand, and I think it's stuff that we need to be made aware of. The fact that they were just talking about God possibly manifesting there, it just reminded me, of the scripture in Matthew 24 where it says, where Jesus had said, if they come saying, I am here or I am there, do not believe them. So many people are under a lot of deception right now. There is so much deception, especially surrounding, this climate change initiatives. And I think that it's important that we pay attention to this stuff, because I think it's only going to accelerate. But I do hope that you guys will go ahead and take a look at this article for yourselves. I will link it in here for you guys. I think it's important. They did reference the this last meeting that they had. They talk about the COP27 in more detail. So I will go ahead and link both of them. But it was hosted by Egypt. You had a lot of these religious leaders coming together. And I just think it's that we've got to, we got to be mindful of these things, and how, the devil will come like an angel of light to try to deceive the masses. That's what his goal is deception. And so they will come, calling good evil and evil good. And I think that's a lot of what we have going on. That's a lot of what we're witnessing. So if you guys have enjoyed this video today, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And remember to pray, prep, and put God first. God bless.